To Alderman Nick Sposato of the 38th Ward. He wrote this letter to Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling and also corporate counsel for the city. Alderman, are you there?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you just fine. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk about this. You know, we're living in some really interesting times when it comes to politics. And, you know, we cover city council all the time. We see people go to the podium. Sometimes it's very tense. Sometimes it's very angry. Walk me through what has unfolded in chambers lately to make you go and write this letter, really seeking more security.
Well, the anger has certainly wrapped up. I will tell you that. I've been pushing for something for the past, 3 or 4 years under both administrations, some sort of security or protection over there. I'm not that worried for myself, but I'm certainly worried for my colleague, Deb Silverstein. I even asked Peter Chico to switch seats with her, but she declined. She gets most of the hate or anger along with Ray Lopez, but unfortunately, I love the chance to interact with the people, as many of my colleagues do, but things are out of control in this world right now. We have to take care of it. We have to do safety first, is my opinion. So it's a simple solution. Put a plexiglass up there, and that's really about it.
You mentioned two of the alders in particular, Ray Lopez and Deborah Silverstein. Has there been any threats? Has anything happened to make you particularly concerned for those two?
Well, not recently, but throughout the years, yes. I mean, most of the anger is directed towards the mayor, but there's a couple colleagues that they've been targeting a few times, 5 or 6 of them maybe. So, you never know what could happen. Once again, very unfortunate. Love the chance to interact with the people when they're there, especially me. I'm in the back row. That would stop that if there's a plexiglass or something like that. But, we have to start thinking of safety first. The world has gone mad. We saw the 3 recent nasty murders, or the one assassination, the girl in North Carolina, and of course the guy on the South Side that was stomped to death. So,
and not to mention some of our political figures across the country too that have either had assassination attempts or have actually been killed. When you talk about this security, can you walk me through what you feel like would be suitable security for all of the alders, and especially the two that you've mentioned?
Well, I think for city council, it's a simple solution. I mean, they're right there. They can touch us, put a plexiglass up, just like it is upstairs. You have the window. Nobody can be there. So they're there. They're sitting. They're watching. But unfortunately, there would be a plexiglass or glass or whatever, bulletproof glass, whatever you want to say, separating us from the people sitting out in the city council. It's a simple solution. I mean, it's not. We need more security, because security can't do nothing if somebody, brings a brick and then throws it and hits somebody in the head, or somebody sneaks a weapon in. So the easy thing to do would just be put the plexiglass/bulletproof glass, and unfortunately we'd be separated from the people, but we have to do what's safe, for my colleagues.
Yeah, we are in, like you said, very heated times right now, and it seems very sensible to me. Let me ask you this, because as an alder, you are in the community. You're out and about. You have to be places. You go to events. You host and have events in the community. We see that the mayor has an extensive security team when he's out and about and when he's literally inside of his home. We could say the same thing for our governor. What do you think about security in terms of when you're just out doing your daily activities, your job, and living your life as well?
I am not remotely worried about that in my community. Maybe sometimes downtown, some people have seen me. People know who I am. They know I'm a big righty, and they'll just say some nasty stuff to me, but that's not about the extent of it. But I'm not remotely concerned when I'm in my own community. But certainly for the mayor and the governor, I'd be very concerned for them. They certainly need security. It's unfortunate, but this is the world we live in now.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody at this point, you would have to live under a rock, right, to know or not know what's happened in Utah. Let me ask you this, in light of that situation as well, because there's been so many different situations now that have popped up across our country. What do you think is the resolution here? How do we reach a point where there's I don't want to say a middle ground, because I don't think people will ever completely agree, but where you don't take it to the rise of violence?
Yeah, well, I guess maybe you could say the politicians are part of the blame for some of the stuff they're saying. we know some of the past things that Democrats were saying about President Trump and Republicans, and we know some of the things that righties did at the Capitol building, and I'm guilty of it sometimes myself. I call these left people lefty loons and terrorists and socialists and communists. So maybe I'm part of the blame also. But maybe we all need to stop the name calling. I'm just as guilty as anybody. And maybe that's the thing, but we also need tougher laws. I mean, people know there's no consequences. There's no consequences at City Hall for the things that people do. So maybe there needs to be more consequences. And personally, I think the reason crime's gone down a bit is because of the new superintendent and the new state's attorney. That certainly has helped. I think they're a little bit tougher on crime. So maybe we're chipping away in Chicago. I don't know, we're chipping away in the country, but people are just so angry nowadays for no reason, just for a difference of opinion, which is sad.
I appreciate what you said there because, Alderman, I've talked to a lot of people on all different parts of the aisle, and oftentimes they don't own their part in any of it. And everybody has a role to play. And you're saying that, you take a little responsibility for some of the things that you've said. Is there anything that you think on a political front that we can all do differently to change the course? Because as of right now, we are down a very dangerous path. I think we can all admit that in the United States. Anybody that's watching right now, what suggestion would you give to change the course of where our country is, not headed, is?
Well, personally, I'm a Christian, so I think they need God in their life. They need to go to church a little bit more. I certainly think that would help people with their anger. People just talk more to people, work things out. I don't know why, we get a lot of angry calls in our office with a lot of neighbor wars things. It's kind of hard to believe. You live next door to a neighbor and you hate each other and you're battling all the time. But people just need to talk and understand and be patient with each other. I mean, that's really about it.
Let me ask you this final question before I let you go. Have you heard from the superintendent on your letter? And then what are the next steps that you're going to go with this?
I didn't hear from it. I'm not the maker. Ray was the maker. I don't know who he's going to call. I did plan on calling the mayor this weekend just to say, Mayor, there's a simple solution. I understand you don't want to do this, but I think now at this point in time, we're going to have to put some sort of, like I say, bulletproof glass, plexiglass up, something like that to protect him and the council from doing something really crazy.
I appreciate you being candid with us on this program. Nick Sposato, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. And be safe. Well wishes to you. Be safe. That is very important.
Thanks for having me on the show. Best wishes to you also.